With news that Halo Campaign Evolved won't include multiplayer, hopefully that means another full entry will be or already is in development by Halo Studios. This video is for whoever the hell is working on that title. Fans have been saying it for years. Halo Infinite and 343's other entries just do not have enough content, especially at launch. This is kind of an objective truth. Halo built up a legacy of launching with a range of experiences, and the absence of such diversity is hard to ignore, especially with Halo Infinite. I'm sure 343 wasn't happy with either 5's or Infinite's release, nor should they have been. Picture this. You just finished Halo Infinite's campaign. It was fine, nothing spectacular, nothing insulting to the series, if you ignore the Cortana/weapons stuff. So what else does Infinite have? You've got social and ranked multiplayer, which thanks to skill-based matchmaking, make both an absolute sweatfest. If you're tired of getting your shit kicked in, your only other option at the time was bot bootcamp, which didn't even last long into the game's lifespan. Sure, Forge eventually did come out, and it is incredible and I highly recommend it, but that's a niche toolset and most Halo players just want something to play, not to build. So right now Halo Infinite has two experiences. A semi-open world campaign with light RPG elements that does not encourage replays, and then we also have a multiplayer suite full of familiar modes. I'm talking Slayer, CTF, Oddball, Strongholds, that every other FPS already offers in some form or variation. Halo's mechanics are unique, but if you do not love that feel, there is no reason to stay when the game modes themselves aren't unique to the game. What Halo is missing is a dedicated third game mode or experience, something separate from campaign and separate from PvP multiplayer, something that is uniquely Halo. Other franchises already figured this out through experimentation. Battlefield had Operations and now is Portal and RedSec. Call of Duty had Spec Ops, Survival and Extinction. Along with the mainstay Zombies mode, Warzone is now part of the selection that we have today. When it comes to the Treyarch games especially, their Zombies modes, well, they bring an entirely separate audience from the main multiplayer freaks. The two experiences are just separate enough. Multiplayer in general with the PvP and the Zombies modes that you have in the other parts of the game, that you don't even have to stop playing Call of Duty to switch into an entirely different game genre. Each mode plays to the franchise's strengths. We have fast gunplay for Call of Duty, and we have big scale destruction for Battlefield. However, both of those two decided to put most of their chips into a Battle Royale style of game mode with RedSec and Warzone. Halo doesn't have to do this, and they shouldn't follow this trend. Halo's campaigns were once just as important as its multiplayer. The sandbox, the enemy variety, the vehicle play, it's all unmatched, except maybe by Destiny because, well, Bungie. When it comes to Destiny, they doubled down on PvE with strikes, raids, and dungeons, letting players stay in the same game world, but experience it in different ways. That is exactly what Halo needs to do again. Okay, so let's look at Halo's past to help inform its future. Reach and ODST had Firefight, which was a classic take on wave-based survival. Halo 4 had Spartan Ops.
I thought you'd be taller.
Which, while ambitious, was very flawed. Halo 5 had Warzone, a large-scale PvPvE playground. And it also had Breakout, which is my beloved. And I miss you, Breakout. Please come back, Breakout. I miss you, my beloved. Each of these brought something distinct, and Infinite has nothing going for it, honestly. Yeah, there is a version of Firefight now, but it's a shallow echo of what Reach or ODST did, and I could rant about how superficial and how dissimilar the Firefight is in Infinite compared to the classic version, but that would make this video too long. Halo needs to bring one or all of these back and evolve them properly. Let's take a look at how an evolved version of these game modes might look, starting with Spartan Ops. This one's pretty simple. You make it cinematic, you make it varied, and you make it personal. The biggest problem with the original Spartan Ops was repetition. You had recycled maps and the same objectives. If you fix that, you're kind of already golden. But please go a step further and tie it in with your multiplayer Spartan like Reach did as well. Let players feel like their custom character is part of the ongoing story. This builds investment and updates that Halo tradition of it being you under the helmet. Even with Reach and ODST, which both had you playing a mostly silent protagonist in the form of Noble 6 or the Rookie, the rest of the ensemble cast helped to make us feel that human element that is so necessary in these grand campaigns. Go ahead, bring back that ensemble cast. You can have both the Spartans of Halo 4 with Fireteam Majestic or Crimson, or you can even have the ODSTs since most of them are still alive and are Spartan 4s, RIP my king, Rookie. From what I understand was the original plan with Halo 4, Spartan Ops was actually supposed to set the stage for allowing Steve Downes, John, and Jen Taylor, Cortana, to exit the story without making their departure too abrupt. But no one really played Spartan Ops due to those aforementioned issues, so, you know. But if Halo did Spartan Ops correctly, they can still follow through with this plan over a decade after the fact, which would probably be for the best. So we're not forcing John or Cortana to overstay their welcome. Or so we don't accidentally do something crazy with one of those characters and ruin their legacy, like, I don't know, making Cortana evil or something. With Firefight, let's just bring back classic wave-based survival, make it customizable, throw in RPG-like upgrades from Infinite's campaign so players can level weapons or equipment mid-match if you want to. And yeah, sure, keep optional variants like King of the Hill or objective-based survival there as well, but don't lose the core simplicity that made Firefight addicting in the first place. And while we're at it, let's have the option to change the Firefight voices like we did in Reach 2, because, you know, why not? Okay, on to my favorite, Warzone. Sue me. First things first, we are going to have to rename it. Call of Duty took the name away from us and we are not getting it back, and we have to accept that. Warzone on its own works conceptually though. We have big maps, we have AI bosses, we have vehicle spawns, and we have chaos. It's the perfect mixture for something that is uniquely Halo. The rec system itself could also have been brilliant if it wasn't for the fact that it was buried under microtransactions and balancing issues. If you keep that progression, scrap the loot box situation that you had going on there, because that was just weird. And also not make it so you have to pay for these recs outside of the games with real money like you did with every cosmetic under the sun in Infinite. You will be doing something beautiful. But also you have to make sure that we balance these matches so you don't have the snowballing that would occur within the Warzone matches in Halo 5. If you really wanted to have some fun with it, you could also have a variant of Invasion here, just saying. And yeah, Warzone Firefight could have also been fire just in general if it had better enemies, because Halo 5's enemy design was just trash. We don't need to get into that though. If Halo Studios wants to prove it is not just 343 under a new name, it needs to give Halo that third experience again. Obviously, there's other things that Halo has to do, but this is just one thing that I find myself very passionate about. Halo in and of itself used to be an experience. It wasn't so long ago that I stayed up all night on a school night playing Halo 5 the moment it came out at midnight because I couldn't wait. And for the older people watching this, I'm sure you all got to live through those glory days that I never got to enjoy. I'm talking those Halo 2 and 3 launches, and I want that kind of excitement for Halo to return again. And we can have that if Halo Studios, you would just listen. Please listen.